You're about to paste the same review checklist into Claude Code for the third time this week. Check security, check tests, check docs, check deployment risk. The wording changes slightly every time, and the mistakes keep coming back. That is the moment when an instruction wants to become a reusable skill. This is Lesson 9 in the Claude Code Production Agent course, /commands and skills. Subscribe for the full Claude Code Production Agent course. In Lesson 8, we learned that hooks turn policy into executable runtime checkpoints. Skills work at a different layer. They teach the agent a repeatable method before the action starts. A skill is an operating procedure for the agent. It should say when to use it, what inputs matter, which steps to follow, which pitfalls to avoid, and how to verify the result. A good skill is not a motivational note. It is agent followable instruction. The visible artifact for this lesson is the skill anatomy map. Every strong skill has 5 parts: trigger conditions, required inputs, numbered procedure, pitfalls and edge cases, verification steps. If one of those is missing, the skill may still look useful, but it will be hard for the agent to apply reliably. /commands and skills are related but not identical. A /command starts a workflow. A skill teaches the method. A tool performs an action. A hook supervises a risky moment. Do not blur those layers. If everything becomes a command, you lose reusable judgment. If everything becomes a skill, you may lack a clean entry point. A useful mental model is a team playbook. A playbook says when to open it, what steps to follow, what traps to watch for, and how to know the work is done. A skill should do the same for the agent. It turns a repeated judgment into a reusable operating procedure. Consider a code review skill. The trigger is a request to review changes before commit or pull request. The steps include reading the diff, identifying security-sensitive files, running the write checks, reviewing tests, and returning findings by severity. The verification step says which commands were run and which files were inspected. A /command can start that workflow. It might collect a branch name, load the review skill, run a standard set of checks, and produce a report. The command is the doorway. The skill is the method. The tools do the actions. Keeping those layers separate makes the system easier to maintain. A good skill has a quality checklist. It has a specific trigger. It lists required inputs. It gives numbered steps. It calls out pitfalls. It includes examples. It defines the output format. It ends with verification. Without those pieces, the skill is often just advice with a file name. Maintenance is where skills become powerful. When a review catches a mistake, patch the skill. When a command fails on this machine, add the pitfall. When a better workflow appears, update the procedure and verify the next run. The value is not that the skill exists. The value is that it gets better after real use. There are also things that do not belong in skills. Temporary task status does not belong there. Secrets do not belong there. Stale project facts do not belong there. A skill should capture reusable method, not become a dumping ground for everything the agent once saw. Versioning matters. Skills change when the team learns. A correction from a review should become an updated skill. But that update should have an audit trail. What changed, why it changed, and how the new version was verified. Otherwise, yesterday's lesson becomes tomorrow's stale instruction. There is also a quality bar. A skill should contain examples, commands, verification checks, and failure modes. It should be specific enough that another agent can follow it without asking the same questions again. The goal is not to write a document. The goal is to reduce repeated steering. The common mistake is vague skills. Teams create a skill called something like do good code review. It has broad advice, but no trigger, no exact steps, no output format, and no verification. The agent loads it, nods politely, and still misses the real issue. Let us recap Lesson 9. Use slash commands to start workflows. Use skills to capture reusable judgment. Keep tools for action and hooks for supervision. Version skills when reviews reveal a better way. Verify that the skill changes the next run. The lesson learned is this: a skill is memory with discipline. It turns a correction into a reusable operating standard, but only if it is specific, maintained, and verified. Subscribe for the full Claude Code Production Agent course. The Claude Code book is linked as a companion resource in the description. In Lesson 10, we move from local agent capabilities to the integration plane with MCP.